Can the country of Spain break out of the US-led unipolar world order and exert its sovereignty once again? That's what our Washington correspondent Dan Cohen sought to find out when he went to a small village in Spain, which is right now ruled almost entirely by the far right-wing party, the Vox Party. Here's his report.
Spain's 2023 national election has come and gone. While the results remain uncertain, according to the media, one thing is clear. The far right-wing Vox Party suffered a collapse and is facing near irrelevance. While Vox did perform poorly, in regional and local elections just 2 months earlier, it made huge gains.
Hoy se produce, sin ninguna duda, la consolidación del proyecto político de Vox como proyecto nacional que poco a poco está llegando al último rincón de España.
Francisco Garcia Aviles is the mayor of Puente de Génove, a town of 2,100 located in the Jaén region of Andalusia. He is one of 25 new mayors that belong to the Vox Party, including in 5 regional capitals. What has occurred here not only tells us about this village, but it tells us a lot about what's going on at the national and even international level and the profound political transformation occurring across Western liberal democracies. Vox formed in 2013 as an offshoot of the center-right Popular Party, funded by the Iranian opposition cult the Mujahideen al-Khalq, formerly listed as a terrorist group in the United States and European Union. Garcia Aviles' election represents the first time Puente de Génove's top office is held by someone not from the Popular Party or the center-left Socialist Workers of Spain Party. Until now, he has refused all requests for interviews. However, he agreed to sit down with me. His resounding victory in the election came as a surprise to almost everyone, himself included.
Pues mi análisis, vamos a ver, es sencillo. Esperar llegar al poder, sí, lo barajamos, pero en coalición con el PP. Porque aquí la gente está muy cansada ya no de socialismo, sino del actual gobernante.
Garcia Aviles portrays himself as an outsider to politics.
Yo no soy político, es que yo no soy político.
Yet he admits that he belongs to a prominent political family.
De hecho, mi abuelo fue alcalde del Partido Popular, la antigua Alianza Popular, pero que, ya te digo, yo de política era totalmente virgen.
While he speaks about his commitment to tradition and conservative values, he's willing to bend the rules for the right opportunity. In June, on Pride Day, Vox Party officials condemned and even removed LGBTQ flags. One Vox official called it the flag of pedophilia. On that occasion, Garcia Aviles broke with his party and hung the flag outside of City Hall, a move that earned him praise in Spanish national media.
Del LGTBI, yo puse la bandera, y vos tú lo sabes que está en contra totalmente de la bandera. Yo lo que no creo es los chiringuitos que surgen como consecuencia de ese tipo de cosas. Pero si alguien se siente representado con algo tan mundano como una bandera, qué barato te sale el peaje, ¿no?
The Vox Party has sought to weaken the stigma associated with Spanish dictator Francisco Franco, who ruled with an iron fist from 1939 until his death in 1975, and allied with Nazi Germany in World War II. Vox leader Santiago Abascal said that the government of Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez of the center-left Socialist Party has been the worst in 80 years, including during the reign of Franco. Asked about Franco, Garcia Aviles avoids taking a position.
Vamos a ver, el franquismo, para bien o para mal, no deja de ser algo que pertenece a la historia de este país. Y todo aquel que quiera borrar su historia está condenado a repetirla. Tuvo sus cosas buenas y tuvo sus cosas malas, pero como todo, vamos, no lo defiendo porque no lo he vivido. Entonces, como no he vivido esa época, no te puedo decir si ha sido bueno o malo.
However, his office is adorned with a miniature Franco doll, which he prefers I don't film. On social media, Garcia Aviles is explicit in his support for fascism.
Yo tengo la virtud o el defecto de decir las cosas como las pienso y de decirlas a la cara. Y eso o cae muy bien o cae muy mal.
He praises Nazi Germany, saying, "To be a National Socialist is to love your land and your people, its traditions and customs." On another profile, he called to shoot a socialist group and not leave even one. Joaquín Castillo Martínez is a baker in Puente de Génove and is also a correspondent for Diario Jaén, the main regional newspaper. He has closely followed Garcia Aviles' rise to power.
Si analizamos la lista de Vox, son gente que son familias muy numerosas, alrededor de unos 400 votos más los que ya disponían de los concejales del PP que se fueron a Vox, que la mayoría evidentemente se fueron del PP a Vox, sumando unos 400 votos más otros 200 y pico votos son los 675 votos que Vox sacó en Puente de Génove. Utilizaron una estrategia, se adentraron en la juventud.
Garcia Aviles has also used a populist appeal, promising to construct a bullfighting arena where his predecessor had budgeted to build a theater. I spoke to the former mayor Ramón Gallego, who belongs to the Socialist Workers' Party of Spain. I asked him about Vox's victory in Puente de Génove.
Yo la verdad es que no lo entiendo, ni muchísima gente no lo entiende, ¿no? Porque no son opiniones, digamos, de un político normal, superando ya pues las barreras ideológicas, cada uno pensamos de una manera, ¿no? Eso va muchísimo más allá y va incluso no ya de la buena educación, sino de otras cosas, ¿no?
Socialist Workers' Party members were repressed, exiled, and executed during the dictatorship. After Franco's death, the party returned to Spain and quickly became a major force in the return to democracy. As soon as they took power, they began to shift away from their worker-focused discourse to liberal policies oriented around Spain's relationship with the United States, established during the Franco dictatorship. Over the following decades, Spain underwent a process of privatization, austerity, and neoliberal economics, overseen by the Socialist Workers' Party and its center-right counterpart, the Popular Party.
Son muy parecidos el PSOE al PP, porque lo que quieren es acumular sus votos. Da igual que tengan que hacer esto, que tengan que hacer otro, con tal de estar en el gobierno. Para mí, eso es lo que me ha defraudado. Que no tienen la opinión esa como nosotros teníamos de decir, no, yo soy socialista y yo hago esto y esto y esto, pero si no tengo que gobernar, no gobierno. Pero yo mis ideas no las cambio.
The Socialist Worker Party's neoliberal policies create an opportunity for figures like Garcia Aviles to exploit.
El Partido Socialista Obrero Español ha dejado de ser socialista, obrero y español. El socialismo defiende otras ideas y esto ya hemos llegado a una degradación de lo que es el partido.
Jaén, the region where Puente de Génove is located, is the world's top producer of olive oil. Fields containing some 66 million olive trees stretch as far as the eye can see in all directions. However, there is little economic opportunity outside of agriculture. Many young people see Vox as an alternative to the establishment and Socialist Worker Party's neoliberal brand of socialism.
La generación de nuestros padres, que eran los más de izquierdas, que los que han vivido, pues han vivido con la dictadura. Y entonces eso eran muy socialistas, pero esa generación se ha muerto la mayoría. Con lo cual se ha quedado ahí un hueco vacío. La siguiente generación que éramos nosotros, le hemos seguido votando al PSOE. Pero la gente joven, desde que nacieron hasta ahora, que tienen 35, 36 años, no ha visto nada más que PSOE. Y yo pienso que esa generación quería un cambio y de ver otras cosas.
At the international level, Vox, like the Socialist Party and all other Spanish political parties, is fervently pro-Ukraine. Vox leader Santiago Abascal accuses his political opponents of being Putin supporters.
Todos ustedes son cómplices directos de esta agresión de Rusia contra Ucrania. Ustedes y el grupo de Puebla al que pertenecen. No estoy exagerando. Ustedes son los aliados internacionales de Putin.
Yet the Socialist Party and the Spanish establishment have sought to discredit Vox with the exact same method.
Esta gente de Vox en España ha tenido lazos directos con Moscú, por ejemplo. Ha sido no ya con países como Hungría, como Polonia, que también los tiene muy estrechos, estrechísimos, sino que eran aliados, entre comillas, de los postulados de Putin. Santiago Abascal y toda su camarilla, pues han sido hasta hace muy poquito, ya se cuidan mucho de abrir la boca en ese aspecto. Pero en la OTAN no, en la OTAN pasan de puntillas, pero sí que hay y debe de haber ha habido una estrecha relación con la Rusia de Putin.
This messaging, combined with censorship of alternative outlets like RT and Sputnik, have even convinced older generations of self-described socialists that support for war in Ukraine is worthwhile.
Si lo que tenemos que hacer es eliminar a Putin. Yo si pudiera, si lo mataba. Pero no puedo. ¿Qué medios tengo yo para eso?
Ramon Gallego continues to believe in the same formula that led to Vox's rise.
Joe Biden, por ejemplo, Estados Unidos, está en la misma sintonía que nosotros en temas militares o en temas de política exterior. Siempre hemos ido a rebufo de Estados Unidos, siempre, y lo seguimos siendo, por el tema de Rusia, la guerra de Ucrania, los Balcanes. Hay un montón de temas que siempre hemos ido a rebufo.
As Vox slowly gains power, the village of Puente de Génove is a microcosm of how Spain's liberal democracy is trapped in a cycle of electing political parties that advance the same fundamental agenda.
And Dan joins us now. Dan, I think clearly one of the most compelling pieces of this is that you have a mayor of a town who openly supports Nazi Germany. Like, it's not even quiet about it. Openly supports Franco. I mean, how did a liberal democracy trend so far towards like the darkest days of its history? It seems like this is now in fashion.
I think it says everything about Spain's political system and its political trajectory that 3+ decades after the end of the Franco dictatorship, which did not end through, violent revolution or armed struggle, it just kind of magically transitioned into democracy. We see there are a lot of the structures in some ways are remaining. The same oligarchy is in power from the Franco days, and the failures of liberal democracy to actually deliver concrete gains for the people of Spain. First, well, I'd look at what happened a decade ago with the rise of the Occupy movement. That happened in Spain too, and what came out of that was the Podemos party. And they promised all kinds of major change. And what did they do? They ended up playing the game just like the Socialist Party or the Popular Party did. And so, they were part of the system. That critique of, the 1% versus the 99%, just like we had in the United States, that kind of fizzled out and they lost their credibility. So now the Vox Party, founded in 2013, comes around, and it's steadily grown as the sort of neoliberal system has alienated the working class, and they're looking for an alternative. And, they have we want to make Spain great again, that kind of thing. Well, in Spain, when you're talking about its history, you don't have to look far to look at what happened under Franco, which allied with Hitler in World War II. And so the youth who don't have that sort of memory, who have, grown up with in Spain's democracy, see Vox as sort of the anti-establishment party, as the cool thing to do. And so history is sort of repeating itself in a way, but fundamentally, none of these parties, whether Vox, whether Podemos, the sort of left-wing corollary to Vox, none of these parties challenge the fundamental relationship of Spain with the European Union, with NATO, with the United States, and none of them actually, despite Vox's talk about sovereignty and making Spain proud and all this stuff, none of them actually are willing to say, wow, what is Spain's role in the European Union as the kind of a vacation spot for Brits and Germans? We need industry. We need to be self-sufficient. These aren't these are not the kinds of things that are being discussed. It's all about the kind of the culture wars, and we're going to roll back all the trans stuff that the left has pushed, which fundamentally does not address the real needs of the middle class, the working class, and everyone worships Zelensky. Everyone wants this Ukraine war. All of them. The Vox Party supports it, and the and all the way to the Podemos Party. So there's within these very strict ideological barriers, you have this so-called democracy, but it starts and ends with the United States.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? So they can have all of this talk, all of this bluster, But when it comes down to it, no, it's still the unipolar European Union, corrupt European Union that they're sort of stand there kissing the feet of always. And they will, of course, trend back to supporting the things that the European Union wants and what Brussels actually wants. So no Spain exit anytime soon, right? No Spexit. No Spexit.
Yeah, I don't see a Spain exit on the table, even if the Popular Party in coalition with Vox comes into power. I mean, fundamentally, they're all neoliberal parties, despite their sort of bluster about nationalism and reclaiming sovereignty and making Spain great again and this kind of thing. I think it's really interesting to see the Spanish left celebrate that Vox did not get as many votes, as many seats as they were sort of projecting, as they were worried about, as if they've defeated Vox, they've vanquished it, when Vox is actually the third largest party in Spain now, bigger than its left-wing corollary, the Podemos party, which is basically totally irrelevant now politically in Spain. So this force is still very powerful, and even though it didn't win big at the national level, at the local and regional level, it made huge gains, and I don't think it's going anywhere. And it's just a symptom of being in the EU, NATO, US-led order.
Interesting. Very similar to, I guess, Democrats and Republicans back home. There's a lot of talk, but when it comes to actually making America great again, they sell themselves out. But that's political parties for you. Dan Cohen, thank you so much for joining us with this report from Spain, and awesome shirt, by the way. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.